Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. On today's video we'll be making this beautiful dress with ruffles at the bottom of the dress. It's very easy to make, beginners friendly. Come along guys, let's begin. For this dress I'll be using 2 yards of crepe fabric. It's a floral crepe, so and it's not light, it's just a bit thick, okay, and stretchy. So what you do is you mark your measurement. So I decided to mark 1 inch so that I'll use for my allowance for the shoulder slope. So just draw a straight line. After drawing the straight line, we are working on our pattern, but you can also do this on your fabric, okay? So mark your bust, divide by 6 plus 1.5. After you've done that, mark it, then you mark your waist, which is 17 inches. Then you mark your gown length and also your hip depth, okay? So after you are done with marking all these points, I did not mark my hip depth first, I did it later. You go ahead and connect it with a straight line. So you can take your tape and just mark it so that you'll be able to get the accurate line, okay? So I had to double mark the lines. So go ahead and connect it with a straight ruler, then we'll start inserting our measurement. Go ahead and mark your chest line or your bust line and your shoulder. Just did this so that I'll be able to know the lines, okay? So you mark your shoulder, and for the shoulder you divide your shoulder measurement by 2, whatever you have. Then you mark your neckline. So I use 3 inches for the depth, 3 inches for the wideness, then 2 inches for the back. Then come down by 1 inch on the shoulder slope area and connect that 1 inch that you come down with to the chest line and mark the shoulder slope, okay? So it's just normal basic bodice pattern, and sorry it has to be fast so that we have enough time for our main tutorial, okay? So this is just normal basic bodice pattern. So mark your, divide your armhole by 2, then you mark whatever you have on this armhole line, then you come in by half an inch, so that way you are going to be able to get your front armhole curve, okay? So mark your bust measurement, divide by 4 plus your sewing allowance. So I use 1 inch for sewing allowance, then 1 inch for ease, because the dress is not that fitted. So you can decide to use half an inch for ease, then 1 inch for sewing allowance. So when you are done, connect it to your armhole. So the first one is for the front, while the second one is for the back. The back, there's no need to mark any other place, just mark that midpoint and connect it. So after doing that, you start inserting your body measurement. So insert your waist measurement, then add 1 inch for sewing allowance and 1 inch for ease, or half an inch for ease. So practically you're adding 2 inch or 1.5 inch. Then you come and you insert your hip depth. So if you are joining it, there's no need. If you are joining it, you have to now cut it out and add your dart if you want to add that. But this dress does not have that, does not require that. So mark your hip measurement. The hip measurement I'm using here is 9 inches. Mark the 1 inch and the 9 inches, okay? So you add your 1 inch for sewing allowance, 1 inch for ease, and connect it. So the dress is not fitted, and because it's not fitted, there's no need to make it too shapy, okay? Even if it's going to have the shape, let it not be too pronounced. That was basically what I did. So connect the lines. Then I connected with a straight ruler. Then I ended up using the curve ruler to just give it a bit of curve. Then you connect it now from your hip depth, connect it down to your gown length. Okay, so mark your gown length. That's what you are going to do for your dress. They use your curve ruler to just give it a bit of curve for it, okay, because it's not going to be that shapy to have that shape. So when you are done, this is basically it. Okay, so what I did was, the pattern paper was not enough and what was left was 9 inches. So that was what I used for the ruffles underneath it. Now I added two pictures to this video tutorial. So I want to explain. One is you are going to cut it this way. When you are done cutting it, you cut it on your fabric. Okay, when you are done cutting it on the pattern paper, cut it on your fabric and you sew it. That is going to be straight. Okay, and add your desired sleeve. So please don't forget to add your shoulder allowance. Okay, half an inch, and connect it. So for this one, I'm not adding it. It's not straight. Okay, so I want you to understand it. There are two ways you can do it. So after you've gotten your pattern, you can make it straight. But if you are not making a straight dress and you want to add ruffles to underneath it, there's no need. Okay, you can still use the same pattern paper, just add the ruffles, and if you are not adding, don't add the ruffles. So I'm going to use this now to cut the back. See, I'm cutting the back right now. Then after you are done, remove the neckline and the armhole. After cutting it out, you use it now, the pattern paper, to cut out the front. Okay, so to get the back, you use the first one. To get the front, you cut out the excess armhole and the neckline. After you've done cutting it, you cut your interfacing for the front and the back. Okay, so I'm going to cut all those parts very fast. Then you turn it with your interfacing, and also we are going to join the shoulder to shoulder together. Don't worry, we'll be doing all of them together. Okay, so now we are going to attach the pocket. So you mark where you want to add your pocket. This dress has a pocket, so I use 6 inches from the waist. So you just mark your 6 inches on both sides, both the front and the back. It's very easy to insert the pocket. Okay, it's not difficult. You are just stitching it normal way, and you are going to just stitch it when you are done. So I'm going to show you everything. So cut out the sleeve for the dress, and if you have a extra, you can add the ruffles to the sleeve if you want to. Okay, so it all depends on you. So I'm going to cut out all the part that I need, then we'll start working. So I'm done cutting out the interfacing, and I'll be using it to turn out the neckline. For the pocket, you cut out 4. Okay, then for the ruffles, cut as many pieces of fabric that you have left. I used to do the ruffles. So instead of joining it and stitching it together, what I did was I attached it to the front and also to the back. Okay, so it was not joined, then joined together. So what we are going to do now is we are going to turn the neckline, we are going to weave the fabric and attach the ruffles. For the ruffles, what you are going to do is you are going to gather it. After gathering it, you attach it. But I'm attaching it to the front. So what I did was I aimed the up and down of the ruffles. Then after aiming it, I'm going to attach it. Then I weaved the front and back of the dress. Okay, so you weave it and you aim the ruffles and attach it. So I'm going to do that now and show you how it looks. So I'm done stitching the ruffles and doing the gathers. So just take your time, gather it to the length of or the wideness of the front and back, then attach it. So just follow what I'm doing. It's a bit fast, but you'll be able to understand. So place the ruffles front side facing back. Okay, so the front side of the dress is going to be facing the back of the ruffles. So you are going to now pin it. Okay, it's not front side facing front side that we normally do. Then the stitching will be at the back inside of the dress. Okay, but this one is outside on the outer layer. So what you are going to do now is pin everything and stitch. Okay, so pin everything and stitch. If you say you want to stitch it without pinning, it's going to be difficult, except you are very professional. Take it to your sewing machine and stitch. So I've gone ahead and I've attached the ruffles to the front and the back of our dress. Okay, so this is how it looks like. The inside, you see it is neat. The outside, you'll be seeing the stitches on it. Okay, so what you are going to do next is you are going to now attach the interfacing to your dress. Okay, so now attach the front and the back, and turn it up. Okay, you know the normal process of stitching your turning your dress. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Then we'll use the back to turn the front. Okay guys, so I'm going to do that and show you how it looks. This is it after stitching. This is how it looks after stitching, and I'm going to stitch the shoulder to shoulder together. So what you do is you place the front and the back, then use the back interfacing, the back lining piece to turn out the front. Okay, so I do this for majorly most of the dresses I make, and it's very easy and it's very neat. When you are done, you are going to see how neat it is on the shoulder area. So pin it up and stitch. After stitching, we'll attach our sleeve and also the pocket and join the dress. So I'm done stitching it. I'm going to attach the sleeve and do the pocket area. Can you see the neckline? So let's do the sleeve area. So for the sleeve, just take your sleeve and pin it up. And also for the pocket, you remember that part that we notched earlier. So that's where you are going to place the pocket pieces. Then you are going to stitch. Can you see what I did? So you place it, stitch it up. As I'm pinning it, that is how you are going to stitch it. You pin it and stitch, then you do the same thing for the back piece. So after you are done, when you are stitching your dress together, when you get to that pocket area, you are going to top stitch it by 1 inch. Okay, so you come down by 1 inch or half an inch for it. Make sure you check if what you are pinning for the front aligns with what you are pinning for the back. So after you are done, you see this part now, you are going to take from the sleeve area and stitch it all the way down to the pocket area. So you are not closing the pocket, you are just top stitching. Can you see what I'm doing? So you stop stitch on that part like half an inch or 1 inch, then you close the pocket. Okay, so that's basically what you are going to do. Then you see what I'm doing, you come to the other side, you close the pocket all the way to the other side and stitch it all the way to the hemline. Don't stitch on the pocket to close, you are only stitching 1 inch or half an inch. Then you stitch the pocket area all the way to the other opening of the pocket. So I'll do that and show you how it looks. This is how it looks after stitching. I'm done stitching it, so this is how it looks. You can add zip to yours. It's optional, okay? Because I did not add to mine. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a nice day. Bye, guys.